Good morning to you, Leanne, and welcome to Kimberley. It's said to be another scorcher today, but we're not here to discuss the weather unless we're talking about the solar energy and the investments in infrastructure to that effect here in the province. That's sure to feature in the debate today. But we're here to unpack the State of the Province address. Leanne, you know that last week President Jacob Zuma gave the State of the Nation address. As is custom, it's time for all the premiers in all 9 provinces to give an account on some of the successes and perhaps even the shortcomings of the past year, and of course looking forward to some of the opportunities that lie ahead in the year to come. And we're doing that in the Northern Cape today. We're joined by Premier Sylvia Lucas. She gave her State of the Province address yesterday. She's also accompanied by MEC for Education Griselda Cjiekella-Lecholo, as well as the MEC for Finance, Economic Development and Tourism, Mr. John Block. There are a host of government officials among us who are also going to give some input in one way or another on some strategic operational issues on the ground, just to further expand on this discussion today. But let's go straight to it now. Ladies, gentlemen, a very good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Ayanda, and good morning to you and as well as to all the viewers.
Premier, I'm looking at the newspaper in front of me here. The headline, ANC COSATU endorse Premier's speech. You must be relieved. There's a lot of response that is positive to your address yesterday.
We've got a common responsibility to ensure that we serve the people of the Northern Cape. And it's an added advantage if the union is satisfied with what we are doing, because COSATU is very robust, and if they don't agree, they will make sure that we know it very well. So you can believe me, we are quite relieved that we could be able to satisfy the party that deployed us as well as the union that is our ally in the ANC.
And you know, something else that's quite important is to satisfy the rest of the country, because there might be some people who are wondering, why are you in the Northern Cape today? I'm all the way in perhaps Gauteng or the Free State. Of what significance is this to me? But little do they know just how interconnected we are. One of the issues you addressed in your State of the Province was the energy woes that we're facing as a country and possible solutions that this very province can provide in terms of solar energy, renewable energy. Speak to us a bit about that.
The Northern Cape province consumes about 5,500 gigawatts of energy. But with all the allocations of all the renewable energy projects in terms of what they call the IPP, the Independent Power Producer Program, we are already contributing at the current moment to the national grid. And if you make all your calculations in terms of the allocation of projects, we would be able, if allowed by the national authorities, to provide for our own energy needs in a few years' time. But we are contributing to the renewable energy sector, and already last year, especially through our solar projects, the Northern Cape became, or the South Africa, let me say South Africa, became one of the top 10 producers of renewable energy. And it was mainly because of the solar projects that it was rolled out in the Northern Cape. So we are a major role player and provider of energy in South Africa. And I think it's part of our drive to make sure we address the challenge that we are currently experiencing with the need or the quest for energy that is currently experience in the rest of the country. And we as the Northern Cape, we actually are very proud to say that we are making history, because we never contributed to the grid, and since last year already we are contributing 500 megawatts of renewable clean energy to the national grid. So it is a big issue, and if I maybe can expand on it, we as the Northern Cape in the last quarter of 2014 have experienced job growth up to the tune of around about 18,000, mainly in the agricultural sector and through the infrastructure development of these renewable energy projects, which means it is contributing to the economy, but it's also contributing to the fact that as the Northern Cape, we've seen a fluctuation in the unemployment figure, and there was a contribution to make sure that there was job creation within the province, which necessarily led to growth within the sector.
Just to further elaborate on that, MEC John Block, MEC for Finance, Economic Development and Tourism, of course, with these infrastructure developments that are on the horizon, the solar panels, etc., come a lot of jobs, like the Premier has alluded to, but also other advancements. We know there's a new manganese mine that's coming to the fore here. There's quite a lot of economic stimulation that the province is experiencing. I know my colleagues, Valen and others, were here not too long ago for the Bloodhound, and how the eyes of the world are looking to the province here for tourism and for also venturing into other aspects when it comes to our development as a people in general. Speak to us about what we can look forward to on the tourism and economic front.
Well, on the economic front, as you know, that Uppington has been declared a special economic zone, so that the main focus is on the renewable energy, but that is opening up other opportunities. There's a renewable energy resource center that we've launched by the National Minister, which is already working with local industries, SMMEs, to produce products for them, manufacture products. And that is the whole spend that we're looking at. But the third aspect that is important is that the Northern Cape has seen a growth in tourism numbers. It has seen a growth in tourism exposure, because for the first time we are internationally known as the capital of land speed records. For us, it's not merely about the land speed record, it's the global audience that we're drawing to the country, the global audience that we're drawing to the province. And for the first time, people now take note that there is indeed a province called the Northern Cape, not just because of the extreme speed records that we're about to break, but because of the kind of exposure that tourism has granted us. Tourism is a huge employment creator, because it creates a number of employment opportunities for young people. It creates employment opportunities in the hospitality industry. It opens up possibilities for people to live. And we're positioning the Northern Cape not just in the tourism sector, the renewable sector, the agricultural sector, the mining sector as the province. In fact, in the next couple of years, by 2020, we'll be a net exporter of renewable energy. That places us in a unique position. There are challenges, however. These new initiatives are not necessarily bringing in the kind of localized empowerment that we want to see. A lot of the employment on the renewable energy industry, for now, most of it is from foreign countries. We want to see more local people employed, want to see local enterprise being developed, want to see local skills being developed. And that is the bigger challenge that we're looking at, because there's no point in us being a net exporter of renewable energy and our people remain unemployed, our people remain unskilled, our local enterprises are unable to develop. And that, I think, is the bigger challenge that we're looking at. We welcome the changes that are there, we welcome what it brings to the economy, but that means nothing if the local people don't see the difference in their lives, if the local youth don't feel the skills in their lives, if the local enterprises can't benefit from that. And I think that's an area we're now about to address, both with the mining industry and the renewable energy sector.
And I think that's where we can bring in your colleague, Education MEC Griselda Cjiekella-Lecholo, to speak to us about the skills development aspects. It must start in school, tertiary institution. You must be able to equip the youngsters so that they can fill the vacancies and they can benefit from the boom that is being experienced here in the province. So let's speak about the Salt Lake University. I know it's doing quite well. A number of courses have been introduced that speak directly to the needs of the province. Please elaborate, MEC.
Yes, we are actually very excited as the Northern Cape that the campaign that we've been running for some time to get our own university have realized. But also the fact that the Premier have announced in a State of the Province address that the first intake of students have progressed very well. And I think it's something to celebrate, because we as a province have taken a decision that as much as we want our own university and we are not going to keep other learners out who are not from our province, we need to produce learners with academic qualifications but skills who come from our own province. And we are happy to say that the scarce skills that we are going to get from the University of Solprike, and I think the Premier made mention of the heritage science, which is the first in Africa, that our university is lecturing, and not any other university, not only in South Africa, but in Africa. It's a bonus for us. But also the mere fact that we can now have students who come from our own university, who will work in our own province in projects like of course, renewable energy, but also the SKA project that is here. And as the Northern Cape, you know that we have announced that with the decline in the matric results, Northern Cape actually have increased, not only increased, but also in bachelor's degrees, which says that we are feeding our own university with students. And for us, it's a bonus, and something to celebrate. But skills development is a very important aspect, because we are saying there's life beyond basic education. There's life beyond schooling system. And to get a job or to enter the job market, you need to be skilled but also have the necessary qualifications. And that is why we are very happy as the Northern Cape to have our own university, and that we can see that there is progress, but also that our learners are very serious about their education. So for us to get the necessary skills in the province, the Salt Lake University plays a very important role, and our students in the province are taking the opportunity that this government have presented for them, and they are taking their education very seriously.
I'm glad. We will continue to touch on those issues and even expand on them and look at other areas of society when it comes to the state of the province of the Northern Cape. Remember that we do encourage you to get in touch with us, get involved in this discussion. You can tweet us at Morning Live SABC, use the hashtag TNA BizBrief, and get involved in this discussion. More after this short break. Stay with us.